Hello, all of my O-level English 1123 students from around the globe. I am back. Many of you had requested after watching the previous video on the exam pattern. So many of you had requested to upload a video with the latest current changes and to talk about the latest exam pattern which will be applicable from June 2024 exams onward. So in this video, I will discuss the new paper pattern, syllabus, and what the examiner will see in your answers. If you are a private candidate or if you are going in any school but you are here to prepare for your exams, which things the examiner will consider, what are the assessment objectives, so that you may consider all those things and secure good grades. So we will also discuss how to secure good grades by considering what the assessment objectives the examiners do consider while checking or looking at your exam answer that you write on your answer sheet or exam sheet. First of all, it's a bit same. In the first video we will discuss only the paper 1 reading and its section A. So this reading paper 1 is about same as usual, almost 50 marks. Time duration is 2 hours and it is divided into two sections, section A and section B. Section A contains 25 marks and section B as well 25 marks. Section A consists of two questions. Question 1 contains 16 marks and question 2 9 marks. In this video, let's talk more about section A. So reading paper section A, question number 1 contains a series of short questions based on a narrative text A. So text A and text B are actually attached with your question paper in an attachment of your paper 1, that is for reading. So text A is a narrative. So as you know, the narrative text is like that narrates a story or an event. So this narrative essay will be of 900 words length, so it will be not too lengthy, but this text will be of 900 words. This text, narrative text, can be from 20th or 21st century, so it's not too classic in its nature that some students today find hard to read perfectly. Rather, it will be from 20th or 21st century. So the series of short questions will be asked based on the narrative text. First, you will have to read the text carefully before going towards the answers. You should read the narrative text very carefully and to understand it well deeply before answering the questions. So what the examiner will see when you will attempt this answer, this question tests the following reading assessment objectives. Number 1, reading 1 assessment objective is demonstrate understanding of explicit meaning. So what is explicit? That is quite clear, obvious, and it's not too hidden, and it's very obvious meaning without any ambiguity. That is explicit meaning. So your answers must show that you understood well the explicit meaning of that narrative text A. This will be assessed by the examiner while giving you grades. So this section contains 16 marks. The other thing that will be seen is how do you demonstrate your understanding of implicit meanings and attitude of that text. So implicit is something that is not so obvious in the words, but it is understood through the context, or this is the hidden meaning, that is the implied meaning, that when we say it implies that this or that, blah blah blah. So these are the assessment objectives. So consider these points. Examiner will be noticing your how do you demonstrate in your answer the understanding of the explicit meaning of the text. And now how to get this skill, how can you improve your skill to understand the explicit and implicit meaning of a text. That is something you need to polish That is something you need to practice again and again, and for this you need an expert trainer or teacher as well, and also good source books that can help you a lot in this situation. Question number 2, that is also the part of the first section of a reading paper. Section A, question number 2. It contains 9 marks. Now, series of questions based on text A. Again, you will have to read text A that you have already read. So these questions will not be the implicit and explicit meaning of the text, not related to that, but this question contains 9 marks and it will be regarding the use of language and its effect. So you will have to evaluate what type of language the writer author has used in this text, and what type of particular effects does these language techniques create on the reader or on the audience. So when you will be attempted these short questions and answering them, consider these assessment objectives that examiner will have in his view while checking your answer. So write your answers accordingly. This question tests the following reading assessment objective. Demonstrate understanding of how writers achieve effects and influence readers. This is the purpose. These are the things your examiners, Cambridge examiners, see when they check your exams, your papers. So you must have a good skill to demonstrate the understanding. If you understand and if you know about the language techniques that writers do use to influence their readers, what type of persuasive devices they use to convince their audience, what type of literary techniques or figurative speech they use, what type of grammatical aspects they apply on their text to influence and affect their audience. So if you understand, you know these techniques, only then you can identify use of language in a text and what type of effects it has on the audience, on the readers. So to know well all the techniques and skills of language the writers do use, you must be good in that. You need to learn about the figurative speech, about other language techniques that the writers do use. So here it completes section A, that contains after in total 25 marks in 2 questions. Question 1 was about series of short questions based on the narrative text. These questions will be related to implicit and explicit meaning of the text. And question 2 will be about the use of language and its effect. In the next video, we will discuss about section B of reading paper 1, English O level 1123. Thank you.